Today, this video will consist of a meal prep. I'm going to show you, actually, I ordered things to make my own adaptogen coffee. And I did a little bit of a keto dessert. So stay tuned for all of that. Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aretha, and I am so happy you decided to stop by and check out my channel today. For all of my new people, welcome. For all of my old people, welcome, and thank you so much for your support. Hopefully you will see something today that sparks your interest, and maybe you might want to, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, or it might be something you see that you want to try out. So let's get going. First, I'm going to just start off with, yesterday was my hormone building day. And of course, on that day, it's higher nutritional carbs. So my weight went up very slightly. Nothing, I don't even worry about that stuff anymore, to be honest. So, but I did do my ketones and my blood sugar. So let's roll with that. I am in a very low level of ketosis. And that's fine. After a hormone day, I am not mad at it. So let's see. And my blood sugar was really damn good this morning. So I know I'm on the right track. I'm just, I'm going to keep going the way I'm going. It's working. The trend is downward with my weight. I'm feeling a lot better. So yeah, Ketobiotic is working for me. I was a big skeptic in the beginning because I had in my head that the only way to do keto is either you can do a little bit higher protein and high fat, or you can do moderate protein, a lot of fat. You stay away from all this other stuff. I saw everybody else doing it. It was working for everyone else. It wasn't working for me. Long story short, I spent over almost 2 years trying to make something work for me that was not going to work for my body. So do not be afraid to experiment and figure out what works for you. Now, as usual, I do have my keto coffee. It is the mushroom coffee. So I got this one, the mushroom and an adaptogenic coffee. So I talked about adaptogens before and mood. And it's really good for your health, but also for mood swings. And, for me, during this time of year, I go into a deep depression because of all the gray. It's basically gray 9 to 10 months out of the year here in Seattle. So, and we have either it's raining or it's kind of like a bit of a mist. It's not a whole lot of sun. That really wreaks havoc on me. So I've been trying to figure out ways of mitigating some of that and elevating my mood so that I'm really against putting medication in my body. I really don't want to go that route. I mean, that will have to be the very last, my last alternative. And if it comes down to that, it's like, okay, I need to think about, do I need to be living here if I want to have to take medication in order to live here? So yeah, I've been switching over to a lot of things that have adaptogens in it to help with that. And the mushroom coffee is one of them. And I've started incorporating maca into almost everything too, the same way I do with my turmeric. So, today, this video will consist of a meal prep. I'm going to show you, actually, I ordered things to make my own Adaptogen coffee. And I did a little bit of a keto dessert. So stay tuned for all of that. I have to head off to work. It's raining. It's going to be mostly a training day. So this is what I have to take to work with me. I have some keto yogurt. I have one beef hot dog and my vegetable mix. If you're new, my vegetable mix is basically the power greens sauteed with some garlic, onion, bell pepper, and cauliflower rice, and sometimes I'll throw in broccoli. That's the basics of my kind of little veggie mix that I eat. I'm going to say at least 90% of the time. So I have that. We're going to run off to work, and I will check in then, and you will see me with my first meal. And I hope your morning is going well. You're having a good Saturday morning. I will see you in a bit. All right, I'm sitting down to do my first meal of the day while I'm working. I got a lot of stuff to get through at work, so I'm going to be eating and working. I got my yogurt too. Oh, it's backwards, sorry. So, here it is. Okay, everyone, it is meal prep time. So, here's what I got. I'm going to start with. I still have a little bit of leftovers. I have some of the taco meat, which I had to make a second batch midweek. So I still have an okay amount of this left. I have 2 of the pork chops left. And I took out this huge thing of chicken breast. So what I'm thinking with the chicken breast is I want to fry it up. I'm going to cut it up into small little pieces and then just fry it up. So we'll see how that turns out and give it a nice little flavor to it. So we'll see what happens. But this is the meat so far we are working with. And we'll go through a little bit later what I'm going to figure out for my veggies for a few days. So I'll be back with this all nice and cleaned and cut up for you. Okay, it is time for us to start our chicken. What I'm going to attempt to do is make a coating for the chicken. So the chicken is right here and it's diced up pretty small. And this is the bowl I'm going to use to put the different spices in for the coating. So what I have, and I'm hoping it works, I have some pork rind panko, some baking powder, the seasoning Cajun. I'm going to add some turmeric to it, pepper, and some protein powder. So I hope all of those will give it some holding power, and we're going to see. We're going to test it out. We all know how hard it is when you're doing a ketogenic diet to really fry up something nice and crispy and get that really nice crispy crust like you would like in a southern kitchen. It's not going to get that way, but I want to try my best to get somewhat close to it. So, and I'm not measuring anything, just to let you guys know, I am going to wing this dish and we're going to see what happens. So let's start with some of the protein powder. And I'm just going to do a guesstimation of how much to put in here. I'm looking at how much chicken I have. So I'm going to have scoops of that. going to go ahead and just put in some baking powder. Now, I've heard people say that the baking powder will make things pretty crispy, so I'm just going to add a little bit to it and see what happens. I'm going to add some of the Cajun spice. Again, not really measuring, just going to shake it in here. A little bit of turmeric. You know, guys, I live by my turmeric. I put it in everything. And this has some black pepper in it, so I'm going to add some pepper. I'm not adding salt only because the Cajun seasoning has salt in it, so I'm just going to not add any salt. And the pork rinds itself is salty. So, yeah, because it has salt. It's just plain pork rinds and salt. That's it. So we're going to add some of the pork rind panko to it. Let's hope this thing is easy to come off. And I'm going to add some in here. I can really smell these spices. It smells really good. Okay. We've added all of those things, so I'm just going to give this a good stir to get everything incorporated. Hold on one second. All right, this is what it's looking like. I'm stirring it all together, making sure I don't have too many lumps and bumps. Pretty good. Next, we're going to need some eggs. I have 2 eggs, and hopefully that will be enough for their coatings. So we're just going to crack them in here. Nothing special. I'm not adding any spices to it. It's just going to be the eggs. And that's it. So what we're going to do now is hopefully I can get an assembly line going here for myself. I think I'm supposed to, with the meat, just get it into the egg wash and then into the mixture. So let's get this process going. And get it all coated. Let me wipe my fork off here. I might need 2 forks, we'll see. Okay, and then I'm just going to place them on here after they're nice and coated. So you can see what it looks like, the coating. So I'm going to do the rest of the chicken and get it on this little tray here so we can get it fried up. Okay, we are getting ready to fry this up. I just used some avocado oil in my pan. Get my pan nice and hot. So I'm just going to just place them in here because a lot of them are very small. And let them start cooking. Oops, turn over. And I'm not going to crowd them so it'll be easy to turn since they are a little bit smaller. So we're just going to dump them in. And we're going to actually see how good it turns out. And how crispy they get. So I'm going to get these into the pan and let them start cooking, and we'll see the final results. Okay, so an update. They're cooking nicely, but for some reason they are really sticking to this pan. So they're getting a nice crust, but it's coming off because it's sticking. The crust is actually pretty good. So we're going to see what happens. I'm not happy with this pan because it's supposed to be completely non-stick, period. So I'm going to cook the rest of these up and hope for the best. Okay, so here's the chicken. I am so disappointed. It did not turn out the way I was anticipating it to. And I was thinking about using a cast iron to cook it in, but I thought, oh, it probably would stick. So maybe I should use a cast iron and maybe it would not have stuck so much. So, but I did taste the piece. It's still really good. It's just not fried up the way I would like for it to be. Oh well, maybe better luck next time. So I'm going to go on to our next thing. Okay, the next thing is going to be a dessert. So I tried my hand at doing a little pecan pie, and I had the whole pecan crust, and I told you guys I would do a video on it, but I thought I had some things left over, and I did pick up this pie crust, which is a walnut pie crust. I said, what if I combined a few things and made it into a dessert? So here is what I am thinking, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that this will come out the way I'm hoping it will. So I have some cream cheese left, and this is the lactose-free cream cheese. And I have some pecans. I have some of the Sucre Gold sugar, like a brown sugar kind of. I have some butter pecan flavoring. Some of the Great Lakes Halogen gelatin. I have over here 1 egg. I got some maple bourbon pecan Skinny Girl. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. So what we're going to do is kind of make a pecan pie with cream cheese in it. And to me, that sounds dang on good. So what I'm going to start off with first, I have this in the freezer. So what we are going to do, because we're going to have to bake the crust a little bit, I just want it cold. I'm going to start off, here's my crust right here. Here. So you can see, here are the pecans. I'm going to pour some in like this. so that it's going to fill it. And okay, there we go. So here is what it's looking like. It's not totally overrunning it, but it's covering the bottom of the pie pan. And so what we're going to do with this is going to go into the freezer, and we're going to get started on the other part of it. So I will be back in 1 second. Okay, we're going to start to assemble some things. I don't think I mentioned in this measuring cup, I have 1.5 tablespoons of butter. So to this, I'm going to add the rest of this cream cheese. Okay, so we have that. To the cream cheese, we're going to add some of the sucre and gold, the cream cheese and butter. Okay. And what we're going to do is this is going to go into the microwave for approximately, I'm going to say, 30 seconds at a time to get it melted and stirred up really well. So let me get this microwave. Okay, this is out of the oven. Let me give it some stirs, kind of get it all incorporated and mixed up there. I think I might put it in for a few more seconds. Okay, we'll put this in. Let's see. Well, it feels warm enough. Incorporate it. Okay, we'll just roll with it. Now, the flavoring, the butter pecan, just a little bit. Just a drop. And get that nice and incorporated. Okay, I'm going to set this to the side. And in this cup, I'm going to pour some of this syrup. So I'm going to pour it only a quarter full, like so. If you can see that, quarter full. I'm going to take some of the Great Lakes collagen, and I'm going to just put it in. I'm not really measuring, so that's a tablespoon. It's about, I'm going to say 2 tablespoons. Okay, maybe 2.5 tablespoons right there. It'll be 3. I'm going to whisk this together like that. And I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to dump it in. Like so. Make sure I get all of it out. Okay. Now I am going to just stir it in. And it should melt right in easily since this is warm. And we're going to bring that crust back out of our freezer and pour this over it. Now, this is where you can taste it for the sweetness, and it should be sweet enough. It's very good. Very good. Okay, let's bring our crust back out. Okay, there's the crust. Let's move these things out of the way. So, making sure this is all incorporated really well. And so the last thing we're going to do, the egg. So I'm going to make sure that egg is whisked in there nice and thoroughly. So now we are ready to pour. Okay, here it is. It's nice and full. It's going to go into the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. I'm going to take it out and let it set overnight, and we'll be ready to tear into it. So, it's going into the oven right now. Okay, here's the pie. Now I'm going to let this sit on the counter, then it's going in the fridge for overnight, and we're going to be digging into it. All right, guys, I am back, and here is my second meal. And it's just the taco meat with my vegetable mix. After this, we're going to make some mushroom coffee, some Adaptogen mushroom coffee. I've been buying the little packets, but I thought, why not just make my own? It's probably cheaper that way. So we're going to do that together. So I'm going to eat, and I'll be back with you guys. All right, guys, we are going to make some Adaptogen coffee. It's going to have a lot of good stuff in it for our mood, for our health, and our overall well-being. At first, when I thought about making it, I was just going to find a jar to put everything in. Then I saw I still had some Nescafe instant coffee, and it's half full. So this would be perfect. I can add everything to this jar here without messing up another jar. So what I have, I'm going to add to it. We have our mushroom. We have ashwagandha. We have some turmeric, black pepper to enhance the turmeric, and we have some maca. So these are all the things we're going to add to the coffee. And let me say up front, the regular way to do this is just you would have a mushroom blend and the ashwagandha. And I think there's another version that has the mushroom, ashwagandha, and tulsi. So you don't necessarily, I haven't seen one with the maca. I've been putting maca in my coffee, and to be honest, I can feel a difference. I'm not quite as anxious. So I remember using maca quite a bit a while ago, and once it got really into my system, it was a tremendous help. So now it may give the coffee just a tad bit of a different flavor, but for me, I'm okay with it. I don't care. I'm all about the health aspects. So someone just starting off might say, oh, this is a little bit different, but over time, your palate adjusts. This side note, if you're going to do this yourself. And you can also adjust the ratios in which you add all these different ingredients. So I'm going to start off first with turmeric. I put turmeric in every doggone thing. And I think, I can't be for sure, but I'm putting a lot of faith in that because I've been using turmeric for at least a year and a half or 2 years. When I did my CRPT test about inflammation, the reason it was so low is probably because of the turmeric. I added to a lot of stuff. So I'm going to put a fair amount in here because again, this is up to here. And when I normally make my own coffee, I put at least a teaspoon. So this is still not like a whole lot, but I have some benefits of the turmeric in here. Now, the mushroom part of it. Because the mushroom is very, very subtle. And it has its own little spoon. It's very tiny. So we're going to put I'm going to say at least 4 to 5 of these. Okay. So we've got the turmeric, we have the mushroom. We're going to add a little bit of pepper. Pepper can be very slight because it just needs to be enough to activate your turmeric. So, not a whole lot. That's enough there. So, maca. Okay. Now we have the ashwagandha. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do now is just put the top. Looks like so. Just incorporate all of it. So it's nice and incorporated. Let's see. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this. This is what it looks like. So now my Adaptogen coffee is ready. Just, yeah, ready for use. And it's that easy. Again, you would probably have to play with it if you were to buy all these ingredients separately to know how strong you want the different adaptogens to be in there, and knowing about the flavor of the coffee and how it changes the flavor. So you kind of have to play around with it. For me, I'm not that huge of a coffee connoisseur. So it's, I like things that have a coffee taste. So this is going to actually have that. I mean, since it is coffee, it's going to be a coffee taste with a little bit of earthiness to it. And again, I am more than okay with that. So we are done with our coffee, and I will be drinking it from here on out. Again, I'm looking for natural ways to improve my mood during the dark winter, fall time of season, which is about 9 months out of the year here in Seattle. So I will be talking more about it and how I'm feeling and what's going on with me. So together we can gauge how some of these homeopathic things that I'm doing is working. So I'm going to be back, and I'm going to be wrapping this video up for you guys. Oh, wow. You thought we would forget about the pie, huh? Nope. Here is the pie. It is, let's see. Let me get that. Okay. Here we are. It's beautiful. God, it smells so good. I suck at cutting pies, so we're going to test it out, and we're going to end this with a little bit of a taste test. Ooh, and it's nice and thick. Okay, let's see here. I know I cut this horrendously. Let's see if I can. Oh, we did it. Oh my God. So this is what it looks like. Oops. Oh no. Okay. It's all right. It's all right. Here we go. And we are going to taste it. Oh my God. This is so good. So freaking good. It tastes exactly like pecan pie with a small hint of cream cheese. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. This is a winner. A definite winner. Okay. All right. So, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for my full day of eating, going with me through my day, meal prep, and all of that. I hope some things were said and you saw some things that inspire you. And sorry about the snafu with the chicken, but I'm not sure what happened. Those pans are supposed to be nonstick, so. But the chicken still tasted great. So I'm going to be back with more videos. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and give me the thumbs up and leave messages. And I will be back with another video. Thank you, guys.